There are moments when the world feels unbearably loud, moments when reality presses against my skin like cold iron, heavy, unyielding, and uninvited. And in those moments, I do not shout, I do not run, I reach for a book. Books are not just paper and ink to me, they are windows, not to the world as it is, but to the world as it could be, as it was, as it is felt. Each page is a whisper, a hush in the storm of existence, each sentence a bridge from my reality to someone else's dream. Kafka once said, "A book must be the axe for the frozen sea within us." And I have known that cold, that numbness, that dull ache of going through days mechanically, smiling when I must, but not because I feel. But then I read. I read and I thaw. The frost inside me shatters. When life overwhelms me, books become my quiet rebellion. They let me slip through the cracks of the ordinary. Through their words, I disappear, only to find myself. Fyodor Dostoevsky once said, "Man only likes to count his troubles. He doesn't calculate his happiness." And yet, in the pages I turn, I count moments of joy, tiny, glowing ambers of meaning. A character's triumph, a perfectly written line, a plot twist that steals my breath away. They are my happiness, quiet and deliberate. There is a kind of sacred solitude in reading. It is not loneliness, it's communion with the living, the dead, and the imagined. Kafka reminds me, I think we ought to read only the kinds of book that wounds and stabs us, because that's what real stories do. They don't leave us the same. They crave into our soul, itching truth in metaphors and sadness. I have lived 100 lives between the covers of my books. I have walked through war-torn streets in St. Petersburg, felt the crushing guilt of Raskolnikova, danced with Grigor Samsa in his tragic, crawling solitude. I have met people I never forget, people who never existed, and yet they know me. Books do not ask me to explain myself. They simply say, "Here, sit, feel," and I do. They are the only places where I can be fully alone and completely understood. Reality has rules, books don't. In reality, I am often unsure, uncertain, unsettled. But in books, I find courage in cowardly men, love in the bleakest winter, and hope in a dying breath. Books are how I escape, not to forget life, but to understand it, to feel deeply, to ache gently, to burn quietly, to live. This is my sanctuary. This is my revolution. This is why I read.